Well, it says we're going live.
Yeah, lies.
Yeah, no, it says we're live.
Yeah.
And it changed colors.
Or whatever. Okay, let's get the preliminaries out of the way. If you would like to keep the air conditioning on because we're in Texas and now it's hot, donate here.
Yeah, it's supposed to be 80 tomorrow.
If you don't like the weather, wait 30 minutes.
Yeah.
If you like coffee, talk to these guys. Let them know you heard about it from us so that they will continue to send us nice stuff. If you like Smart Arse t-shirts, go here
Among the Leaves teas.
for smart ass t-shirts. Also, apparently we now have a Substack, Raconteur Press Substack. Y'all can find it. You're better at the computer than I am.
Apparently, I have a Substack. I didn't know I did.
Oh, well done, sir. Well done, sir.
Yeah.
Get some housekeeping out of the way. What You Again closes Friday. Those will be the fourth and last book of the Sparkle Chronicles. What You Again closes Friday. Pinup Noir number 3 publishes, goes live Friday. Creek, God's Will and Creek Don't Rise, and Amazon Elves have their shit together. Pinup Noir 3 should be out on Friday. Mark, our Substack should not demand a subscription fee. Something went squiffy. He should be able to get in free.
Yeah, you should just be able to say no thanks and go.
Just say no thanks and you'll be fine.
Yeah. And Mona Lisa said, Corgi-san says we should do our walkies earlier. It's too hot already.
Corgi-san is a wise puppy.
Yeah.
That would be armadillo on the half crack shell. It's roadkill armadillo. It asks, but doesn't. Yeah, it suggests. No, we will not demand money. You should know us better than that by now.
I don't even know what the hell I've got, so I got to go figure it out. Still gross. Everybody has their own opinions. Oh, me. I know most of y'all are not familiar with Northern Virginia, but sad to say, the Supreme Court did not choose to take the trial or take the appeal from the parents at Thomas Jefferson School in Northern Virginia.
Oh.
Thomas Jefferson was literally the top high school in the United States for quite a few years. And then they decided to go woke. Well, the board decided to go woke. So
a shocked face. Let me show you it.
They did away with the merit entries. And yeah, RK, well, some of us did, yeah. They did away with the merit entry requirements and dropped the number of Asians because there were too many Asians because they scored too high. And effectively, let me go find it. Hang on one second here. Oops, that's not it. That's Colorado.
Daily Caller.
There we go. And interestingly, Alito and Thomas wrote a pretty heavy dissent from the writ of Satori. So what they've done is they're going to enroll 180 black students, 460 Hispanic students, without being merit-based. So there goes the prestige, there goes the success, and they're apparently also going to drop a number of the recommendations and records and announcements of National Merit Scholarships, among other things. Yeah, that's called privilege.
That school can do that if they want to. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't have an issue with the Supreme Court not wanting to hear it. They can do that if they want to. It's stupid.
Yeah.
It's political and it's stupid, but it's not a Supreme Court case.
No, but the parents felt they had no choice after the Northern Virginia courts basically said, you have no case. They do have a case. They have a damn good case. Competence and ability, nah.
Yeah,
Not
but
so much
it's not
anymore.
a Supreme Court case. It's not a federal Supreme Court case. It's a state Supreme Court case, but it's not a federal one. I have no issues with them turning it down.
No, it is federal because
If it's
because
Title IX, it's federal.
huh? Yeah, it's Title IX.
Oh,
So anyway, that'll be the end of Thomas Jefferson, just like the end of the high school in California that was the top 5 in the United States until they went woke.
well, I hate to say it, but the school board, I'm guessing, was picked by the parents, the students.
No,
It's not an elected position.
oh, it's elected,
Oh,
but he who has the money wins the election. And it's Northern Virginia, which has gone heavily left, and DEI.
then get the hell out.
Well, there is really not much choice for where those kids can go to high school now. So we shall see what happens over the next couple of years. Yeah, if they would ever void the Department of Education, which won't happen in our lifetimes. Yeah, get out of VA in general. Yeah,
Sell your house in VA. Whatever you can sell a 2-room mud hut in Northern Virginia for enough to buy a 4-bedroom house in Texas.
yeah.
Or Tennessee, or Indiana, or Wyoming. You can buy a. Yeah.
Actually, Rick, a lot of the people up there that have kids in those schools don't vote and don't work for the government, not directly. They may work for a contractor because there's a lot of defense contractors up there. But majority of those people are hardworking individuals who are trying their best to do what they can for their children, for education. They cannot afford the high dollar private schools that exist for the elites in DC. So TJ was a good alternative for them. Yeah,
It's scratchy season.
Californication is a thing. Speaking of which, Colorado has taken the next step on their version of Californication with the Dems in both the state house and state senate trying to ram a bill through that anything that they communicate with each other electronically does not fall under private or public meeting act and is not subject to sunshine laws. So they want to be able in the dark of night via email to discuss anything bill wise, anything else that they want to do without it being available to the public in any way, shape, form, or fashion. And the Republicans, bless their hearts, are trying to fight it, but they're a minority. Having a number of friends in Colorado, this has been an ongoing battle for a number of years. Plus the whole thing with Tabor, which is the taxpayer mandate that says the state can't just start adding taxes because the public gets a say in it. And the left in Colorado has been trying to overthrow both of those for years.
One of the things I learned in a class I took a long time ago, I forget where, was that when your politicians start hiding what they're doing,
yeah,
it's time to get rid of those politicians.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right, Rick. Cockroaches hate sunlight. Yeah.
Yeah, any politician that wants to hide his day-to-day stuff, you need to get rid of.
Yeah.
But that's up to the voters. And if they like that sort of thing, they get to keep that sort of thing. They're the voters.
Well, yeah, Rafter, tar, feathers, and rails in Colorado. Put him in. Yeah, Kermit. That kind of hits the nail on the head. Put them in charge of their own performance reviews and accounting.
Mhm.
The problem is a lot of the old blue dog Democrats in Colorado are now looking at it going, what in the hell is going on? And they're going either independent or flipping Republican. But the trust fund babies and everybody else that have come into Colorado, Denver, Colorado Springs, Boulder, those areas are all high dollar, and they now outnumber the folks that live out in the counties.
Oh, yeah. Dawn, I don't know if she's on here or not. Dawn lives in Colorado, and
Yeah.
we get to hear about that on the regular.
Oh yeah, boy, do we ever.
Vote by mail is a stupid idea,
Yeah.
but the folks in Colorado approved it. So
Yeah, Midwest Chick says too many Chicago folks across the line. They're all running away from Chicago and Illinois politics. So you end up with them dumping down into Indiana. For better or worse, y'all are going to have to figure out a way to keep them
under control.
Under control. Yeah.
Anyway, let's do more cheerful things. Jim and Jonna will be headed out to Pensacola.
And Courtney.
Yeah.
And Courtney. Well, not from here. From here. So Rita and I will not. On Thursday, it'll be a Cedar, Rita, and Ian show. If Rita stops by,
That could be interesting.
And it'll be on North Texas Troublemakers. So the Thursday live stream will be a Cedar, Rita, and Ian. And who knows how that's going to go. Be all right. It's going to be okay.
Oh, you'll be outnumbered, that's for sure.
I usually am.
Yeah.
Have you seen my company? I'm usually outnumbered.
Yeah.
Let's see. More cheerful things. Giant Freaking Robots is doing great. Wow, boy, is it doing great. Hopefully, our next few launches will follow Giant Freaking Robots, because good Lord. What cheerful stuff do you have?
I get to go back and see the Naval Museum in Pensacola and visit one of my old airplanes.
There you go. There you go. Jonna's got some stuff from a relative who was on the Pensacola that she's going to be donating, and that's why she's
Part of
going.
his final pay.
That's a silver certificate.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
How long has it been since you've seen one of these, folks, if ever? Oops. That's a real silver certificate.
That's part of Jonna's relative's final pay. No.
And his Purple Heart. Sadly, he was killed on the Pensacola in World War II.
So it is. And a couple other medals, but I'm not up on World War II naval medals, so
Yeah.
Me either. So, that's kind of cool, isn't
it's
it?
very
Yeah.
cool.
Yep. Norma did not spend his final pay. She just left it in the envelope and didn't spend it.
Oh
Yeah.
wow!
Yeah. She just tucked it in the chest and just didn't look at it again.
Yeah. So a bunch of $1 bills.
A couple of 5s and a 2.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A $2 silver certificate?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow! I didn't know they
Okay,
made
showed
those.
you. It's kind of cool.
I didn't know-
$2 silver certificates been around. It's $2 have been around for a long
Oh,
time.
I didn't know they made silver certificates in $2 denominations.
Oh, yeah.
So. Let's see. Looks like a normal dollar. New. There are pretty significant differences. Across the top, it says silver certificate. The coloring, the ink is a different color.
They're different size too. There you go. kind of cool.
Yep.
There's also 1930 D. Lincoln penny, wheatback penny.
Oh,
Yeah.
God, I remember as a kid going through pennies.
Yeah, looking for wheatbacks.
Oh, yeah.
So we're taking all this down to the museum. So it's a good place for it to be.
Yep. And I've got a couple of things that are going down there from an old gent who was a pilot in World War II, including an original complete set of Polaroid.
See the word silver certificate across the top?
Yep.
Pretty cool.
Very cool.
Yeah.
What was the thumb down? What the hell was that? Wait.
It's blurry.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
part of
working
it.
on
Yeah,
it.
it's kind of hard to get it to focus on them. So pretty cool though.
Yeah.
So Sushi decided to thumbs down. Wow. Damn. Ouch. Let's see here. So yeah, so it's very cool. Apparently, and final pay that wasn't a lot, but
Yeah.
let's see here.
Yeah, he was an E6 making $147 a month with 10 years of service.
Somebody earlier said something about Rita.
They were happy that Rita was going to be here.
Well, yeah, but David, was it David Bach? Yeah, Rita has discovered the joy that a lot of us feel on both contract day and acceptance or rewrite resubmit day. She was really worried. There were some. She wanted every story to get in, but there were some that needed just a little rewriting and for a resubmit. So she did the English college professor thing and wrote the stuff that she would do for a student and got some really, really good feedback. And she was bouncing around just happy as a clam at high tide yesterday. Yeah, she got some good feedback from her stuff. And what the fuck just happened?
So she's making up for hitting the thumbs down.
Oh, okay.
Misclicks happen. Don't worry about it, Sushi.
The thing off to the right just exploded. Yeah, Rita did feedback, and a whole bunch of people just gushed about it, and she's in the clouds right now, so she's thoroughly enjoying. And we've got, if everybody that she said, hey, it's a little off, would you rewrite this a bit and resubmit? We'll go to Moggies in Space 5 easily.
Yeah.
And she's going to be doing that. That's a Rita thing. It's part of her nature. So anything Moggies will be mostly Rita. So if you send to Moggy Noir or Moggies in Space, you're probably going to get. If she doesn't like it, she'll let you know.
Moggy's 42.
No kidding, right? Yeah, that's Rita. Rita's a people person. So she's agonizing over some of the stories, and she reached. And I hope that never. Wife was walking on clouds, right? I hope that never changes for Rita. The joy of the feedback she gets from her feedback.
Moggy's monthly.
Today score Moggy 7, Roman 0.
Yeah.
So and don't forget that the Moggy Noir will be is coming up. So if you have a noir, given the reaction we've had to Moggies in Space,
Yeah.
Moggy Noir should be fantastic.
That could be interesting in
No
more ways
kidding.
than one.
Which anthology is the odds-on favorite for having the most volumes before ending? Putting my number. I'm not taking that bet.
Space Cowboys.
Space Cowboys. Apparently, she'll be Space Cowboy. I'm not taking that bet because y'all will take up the challenge. I'm not dealing with that.
And I would like to thank Silver Tiger for the reviews that he's been putting up on Ace of Spades for us.
Oh, sweet.
And also now for Raconteur Press.
Thank you.
And they are excellent. And Silver Tiger doesn't pull any punches, which is good. Honest reviews are what we're looking for, folks.
Cedar. Speaking of monthly, Cedar whipped just like in that very sweet Cedar fashion. Just clicked a couple of buttons and whipped out updated covers for the Malta anthologies. That, oh my God, folks. People don't trust me.
There couldn't possibly be a reason for that.
There are a couple countries that would give you multiple reasons why you shouldn't trust me. The covers are fantastic. They are screamingly good. Holy crap, they're good. But she threw out a fifth cover. This is not a challenge. But later on, say 2026, if you have any spare Malta stories banging around inside your think box, we might open up a volume. Maybe 2026.
You're going to get another 20 or 30 stories.
I think people are running out. I really do.
Yeah, Rick, $1 for clicking the button, 9,999 for knowing what button to push. Yes.
So we are going to recover and reissue the Malta ones. Malta was my first foray into publishing. And while the covers are good, and they are not, I have learned that they're not, while good covers, they're not appropriate to the genre.
Also don't match the rest of our stuff.
And they don't match the rest of our stuff. But for a freshman effort for a small publishing house, they were good covers. So we're just going to redo them to be more genre specific and to be more Raconteur Press covers. So Cedar, as she does, knocked it out of the park again. Yeah, I can't wait for y'all to see the covers. They are, and I'm smart enough, and I've had enough training in psychological warfare that no, I'm not going to. Me looking at Jonna back there. I'm not going to blow the covers, but I am going to tease and fluff up the expectation for the covers. So yeah, they're fantastic. The first edition Malta books will be collector's items in about 10 years, probably about 2. We had the idea of relaunching as a tribute to our second full year as a press. But that's 60 days away.
Yes, Jesse, you're right.
What?
OPSEC, it's not just for combat anymore.
Nope. That is correct. But that's 60 days away, and we didn't have Sarah when we launched the first 3. So our editing was a little hit or miss. So we've got Sarah and Mike and Nick are in the process of copy editing the first ones. We might get them out for the second anniversary, but I don't know. What?
Padre got a shot on you.
It happens. So what are paper hangers? Right. I'm not expecting my people to pull a rabbit out of the hat in 2 months. If they do, that's great. If they don't, y'all might have to wait a little. And okay, y'all get to wait a little. It happens.
Well, I'm in the process of reading a new Elect book story from Alma, which, God, she writes fast and well.
Right?
Yeah.
I swear to God, that little lady could give John Ringo a run for his money as far as output goes.
Yeah. And I finished up the short story for my short story anthology, which I'm trying to get out by the end of the month. So I'm going back tonight, and after I finish reading Alma's, go back and start editing on that. And it's a revisit of the Cronin kids, and it's a little combat story. So the title of it's Deja Vu.
All right.
So
You heard it here first, guys.
Alma's more consistent in output, yes.
Yes, but I swear to God, they've got, as far as when she gets in the groove, she'll do 20,000 words a day,
Yeah.
I think.
Collection, whatever. It's 10 of my short stories. Call it whatever you want. It's being called the short stories. They're previously published in a number of different anthologies.
So vignettes.
Shut up. No, short stories. I'm not going to have an argument over the friggin' title of the book this time.
So for those of you who don't know or new to this, Jim's first publication was a collection of short stories, and the title was Vignettes. And somebody got pissed at him because the stories didn't have much to do with each other.
They were friggin' short stories. They were stuff I had either written on my blog or written in the firing line that I just pulled together and tied a few of them kind of sorted together with characters and published it. It was a niche book because the guns were right, the characters weren't perfect, and there was some stuff that was military in there, like the Challenge Coin story, stuff that I knew and that I had done or been involved with. And they were short stories. So the title Vignettes made sense. And the review was, well, this is nothing but a bunch of short stories. Duh. Yep. Yeah. Maggie's drawers and
Other shorts. Oh,
Yeah.
nope. Get thee behind me, Burke.
Blood ritual cult. It was oh, differs. Jeez. You went down a rat hole there, lady.
So yeah. But we got all that coming out.
Yeah.
Let's see. So Courtney and Jonna and Jim will be in Pensacola, Florida this weekend. So if y'all are around there,
Yeah.
look for the grumpy guy and the two pretty ladies.
Yeah. Watch me pull an armadillo out of my hat. Yeah.
I don't like the way that this thing reverses everything. It makes it really hard for me to hell with it.
Oh.
Let's see what else we got. So, like I said, it'll be me and the ladies on Thursday show. That should be fun.
Oh, and Mike, you'll get a laugh out of this story because it's Marines.
I am not going there. I would like to be congratulated on my self-control because I heard laugh and Marines in the same sentence and didn't go there. I did not jump on that lure.
Ooh, that name rings a bell, Kermit. I just don't remember where that name rings a bell from.
Donnie Daniels?
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Oh, damn. I know that name. I just can't. Shit. Now I'm going to be trying to figure that one out.
Was he third oarsman on the Ark?
I don't know. If I could remember that, I'd know where I know him from.
Moggy's drawers and other shorts. No, not going there.
Customs
a
and
pen.
Border Patrol.
Give me a pen.
Was he ever out of Epic in El Paso back in the day? Noah's Ark. Oh, really, Kermit?
There are Moggies in my shorts and other great titles. Hang on, I got it right.
Now Ian's going to start writing them down just in case.
Thing is, the Moggy's drawers and other shorts, you really need to actually that pun is going to only appeal to a small slice of life.
Yeah.
Well, we'd have to explain it. And half the fun of a pun is the not having to explain it.
I'd have to meet him, Kermit. I know I've heard the name. We may have crossed paths at some point back in the day.
Who the hell have you not crossed paths with?
A lot of people.
My ass.
There.
Wrote him down. Swear to God, between him and Rita, they know everybody. Like the either of them get washed up on an iceberg in Antarctica, and a penguin would walk up and go, "Hey, Jim, long time no see."
I'm an old fart. I've been around guns a long time. I've been around aviation a long time.
Who's out on the balcony with Jim? Exactly. Shorts and racing stripes. Seriously?
Sir Brass, it's irritating when I deliver a pun and my wife tries to then explain it.
Rather than just giggling.
Space Cowboys hurting Moggies.
Do not cross the streams. No crossing the streams.
Herd of Moggies. Oh, good one, Dan. Keep writing.
Nope. Moggies and Malta. Stop crossing the streams. Amelia Earner's check ride. Yep. Stop crossing the streams. Good God, people. Let's keep our series sort of straight and narrow, okay?
Yeah. Yeah, probably one of the funnier ones was I had a 4th of July party up in D.C. because my apartment faced the mall. So people would come over and bring food and we'd party on the deck because I had a big deck and watch the fireworks. And we were trying to remember, one of the guys was trying to remember the name of a restaurant in Rome. And he said, it's got this big 6 or 8 foot wide, 5 or 6 foot high aquarium right in the entryway. And it was like half the guys at the place went, Skoga to Frisco.
Skoga to Frisco.
Yeah. Number of years later, I mentioned it out here. Ian goes, Skoga to Frisco. The bad part was all the wives were looking at their husbands going, how the hell do you know where that is? And I don't. Honey, I was on a trip. Yeah. But you could literally, I want that fish, or I want that octopus, or I want that whatever.
That one right there. The one with the blue rings.
Yeah. Not the one with the blue rings.
Sean, Cats in Mecca to the tune of Girls on Film. There's a backstory there. I already had pretty significant tinnitus in high school.
Oh.
And when Girls on Film came out, I repeat, I had fairly significant tinnitus in high school. I heard it as Girls on Squirrels. And since this was the 80s,
you got me with that one. Yes.
Since this was the 80s, and I was a teenager, my mental image, whenever I heard that song, was women in Valkyrie bikini chainmail with lances on armors, riding giant armored squirrels into battle. And for years, until I actually got a copy of the liner from the LP, Kids Ask Your Parents, or grandparents these days, where the lyrics were written down, it's like, oh, not Girls on Squirrels. I prefer my version, but that's just me.
Damn. Oh, keep talking.
So anyway, girls, it's still to me, it's girls on squirrels. I like it. Exactly. Heavy metal. That was the heavy metal.
Cedar's new cover idea.
No, no, I'm not going to ask Cedar to do that. But it was, you know.
John, write that one down.
I'm sorry, I was not paying attention.
Good.
Girls on squirrels.
No.
With chain bikinis.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, that's a Jesse thing.
That's Jesse thing.
Yeah, he gets that one.
Okay, Jesse, you have an assignment.
But my mental image was much that. Quite honestly, when I finally got to see the video, I was gravely disappointed. Because
RLF is upgrading again.
but because the chainmail bikinis on Squirrel Cavalry just.
I was gonna pull all the hair and all the little dots.
Not going to repeat that one.
Apparently, I not only tried to kill Jim, I got somebody's keyboard.
Kaidos, yeah. Oh, hey, Wally.
It will never be girls on film to me. I don't care.
So squirrels are really furry. Unless it's like riveted or soldered chainmail, it's going to pull all the little hairs in all the wrong spots. Don't ask me how I know that.
And Jonna walks by smirking.
Oh dear.
Not if you get lasered. Oh, thanks, Mona Lisa. Oh, special saddles. That's why waxing was invented. Oh, Wally.
Oh. Anywho, now that I've completely derailed the chat.
No, differs now wants chainmail. Okay. That move fast, tilt fast, yeah. Skirday Dragoon Anthology.
Why is everybody on anthologies today? This is a new one.
This is what you do.
Everybody's on anthologies today. We've got enough. I was uncaffeinated this morning and had been woken up by my phone exploding because about 7, the do not disturb goes off. It turns off, and then my phone exploded. And the folks were chatting in the company chat, and my half awake ass, Johnny said something about 2025 being almost full. And my half awake ass was I was going down the new titles we had. It's like, no, it's not. And then John said, Moggies 4 and 5, Space Cowboys 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Space Princess. Oh yeah, point.
Yeah. Alan says if the closures are on the rings are really done well, the male won't pull all that much. He used to make male jewelry. Yeah. Talking about jewelry, that's something interesting.
And expensive.
Oh yeah. That was a thing back when we were in and out of the Azores and Spain. Was the filigree jewelry. It was a Spanish did beautiful filigree work. But the problem was falling asleep in the sun in a chainmail skimpy bikini. Ow, yeah.
Falling asleep in any bikini. Fall asleep in any bikini.
But we would buy that and we would go to Egypt and get the cartouches made and bring those things back. And I can't think how much. And of course, from Thailand, there was bot chains and rubies and a few other things that you could get over there fairly cheap. We had one guy Edwin Michael Anthony Cernega, better known as EMAC. Every deployment, 74, 75, 76, he went to Chiang Mai and bought rubies by the pound.
Okay.
Uncut rubies. And he would bring them back and keep them for 6 months. And then he would sell them,
Avoiding customs.
avoiding customs. Because as raw rubies, he got charged what he paid for them, which was dirt cheap. But he sold them for enough to buy 2 condos in Hawaii Kai in Honolulu for cash.
Well, same thing when we were overseas. Gold in the souks, the Middle East,
Yeah.
is if you're good with your haggling, gold, and if you're in the Arabian Gulf, pearls.
Yeah.
Get pearls in the souks for,
Pennies on the dollar, yeah.
and then if you can get it back to the States,
Yeah.
make a hell of a profit.
Well, and especially the black pearls.
The Arabian Gulf or Persian Gulf. If you're in the Emirates, their big thing, the Emirates, the old big thing before oil, before the advent discovery of oil,
Yeah.
and during, was pearl dealing. Not necessarily harvesting, although they do harvest quite a bit. It was dealing in pearls.
Yeah.
Abu Dhabi was for a long time was the center of pearls, much like Amsterdam is the center for diamonds.
Yeah.
And watching pearl deals going on is fantastic because it's Middle East and nobody comes out and says anything. So you'll have a dealer, a buyer sitting there, and a seller will walk up and they'll have tea and chat. And 30 minutes later, the buyer will hold out his hand with a cloth over it. And the use silk if they're really good. And then the seller will put his hand under the cloth on the buyer's hand, and then they would do finger talk as to they would haggle the prices using their fingers. I have no idea what language how they did it, but and they would come to an agreement as to price by touch under the cloth, so nobody else in the souk could see how much he was buying or selling the pearls for.
Yeah.
It was really fascinating to watch.
And no money ever changed hands.
Not usually, no.
Yeah.
It was. I'm not sure if it was talk. I think it was numbers and counter numbers. Although don't quote me on that. I could be wrong. But yeah, they would sit there and talk for 30 minutes about nothing, and then he'd hold out his hand with usually a white silk cloth if he was good. If he was cotton, if he wasn't that good, and then you saw a wiggling under the cloth, and then they would, oh, this is good, and they'd hug, and things been done.
Yep. And ironically, most of the pearls actually came from Japan.
Wouldn't surprise me. Like I said,
The
it's
AMA, the
it's-
pearl divers over there.
yeah, it's a center, or it was, may still be, a center for pearl distribution. Now, pearls out of the Gulf, out of the Arabian Gulf, Persian Gulf, are really good. They are some fantastic pearls.
The other place to get pearls is Majorca,
Yeah,
Palma Majorca.
Majorca and Japan tend to be a little more consistent.
Yeah.
I don't at the time, and this may change. Arabian Gulf was not that consistent.
Yeah.
When they were good, they were excellent.
That's very probable, Ben. That's where Eddings got his secret language.
Eddings got a secret language from the Plains Indians. Yep. Saw an interview. The American Indians had and still do have an extremely complex, the Plains Indians have an extremely complex Franca that's all signs. So
yeah.
a Shoshone could talk to a Dakota, even though they didn't speak the same language. The Plains Indian Sign Language was common. Everybody knew it. So the talking was Comanche could talk to Lakota if they weren't burying hatchets in each other's heads.
That was before. After they buried the hatchets, it was
The Comanche, whose area Jim and John currently live in, are very proud of the fact that they slaughtered people all the way to the Yucatan Peninsula, and will tell the bunny huggers, "Oh, the Native American, the indigenous peoples were peaceful." Bullshit.
Yeah. Yucatan to the Canadian border and probably north into Canada. Not so much.
Yeah, they were lords of the high plains, and by God, they kept their lordship by killing everybody who stepped on the high plains. And they will tell you that that's how they did it.
Oh, that's interesting, RK. I didn't know they'd actually put out a sign language book.
Yeah. When Louis L'Amour got at the height of his popularity, it showed up in a lot of his books, the Plains Indian Sign Language, and a lot of folks. There were several, as I bounce from topic to topic, there were several anthropologists in the 1800s that were fascinated by it and wrote some really good books.
Well, I got to go up and talk to the Comanche people up in Lawton anyway, so I might add that to the list of things I'll see if I can
Go talk
find.
to the Kirchies.
Yeah.
Comanches are good folks. I like them. A lot of Comanches in Amarillo. Matter of fact, one of the number 2 or number 1 guy on the security team at Pantex
was a Comanche.
Was a full-blood Comanche. No, he was a full-blood Comanche. He was a war veteran. And the Pantex, at the time he was running it, the Pantex security team was second to none. Yeah, it was,
Dan, I've still got mine. I'm going to have to go back and look. Cub Scout, Boy Scout books.
Early Boy Scout books had a condensed sign language vocabulary. Apparently, it is incredibly, it's a lot more dense than American Sign Language.
Yeah.
Why is everybody on squirrels?
Because you started it. Because they're trying to break you and get you to commit.
Yeah, no. Nice try. No, nice try. No candy.
Yeah. My daughter, paramedic, actually learned sign language because they occasionally did get deaf and dumb patients, and they had to have some way to talk to them.
I have one of my things. When I become emperor of all I survey, I'm going to have I will have a single designated sign language that everybody will learn. So the sign for man will be the same. Doesn't matter if you speak French, German, Arabic, or English. The sign's the same. So everybody will be able to talk to everybody else, and maybe solve if people sit down and fucking talk to each other now and then.
I know what that one will be. And women will be that one.
Yeah. Plains Indian Sign Language. It's a fascinating subject. Louis L'Amour knew some about it, and it's a really good.
I would have loved to have gotten a look at Louis L'Amour's library.
Holy gods.
He had 15,000 volumes in his library.
And that wasn't a lot of his stuff was in his head.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a really good reference library, but a lot of it was him wandering around.
Yeah.
There's a lot of his books. If he has a book with a map in it, he probably went there.
The map will be correct. Any place that he mentions in a book exists. If you know the area, you can find that place.
My dad, who was a tremendous Louis L'Amour fan, Malpai, Flint, Louis L'Amour's book, Flint. He mentions a town off the Malpai in Badlands, the volcanic Badlands in New Mexico. He mentions his town. And when we were coming back from Nevada, Dad made a
pilgrimage there.
He made a detour to go to this area, this spot that Louis L'Amour had described, and the bones of the town were still there.
Ben English does that similar thing down in the Big Bend. For those of you that haven't read him, Ben English is a great author. He is now writing some fiction in addition to his genrering books and his book about the Texas Department of Public Safety that he wrote. But Ben grew up in that area, spent his entire career there, other than his time in the Marine Corps as a sniper. And he still gets out and walks the Big Bend. Yeah, the one with the B-17 is a damn good book. All of them are good books. But Ben was taught that area by his grandfather and his father. They were they're seventh generation. He's seventh generation Texan. So he puts up pictures on Facebook quite a bit of some of the more unusual areas of the Big Bend.
No, Big Bend's gorgeous.
Yeah. And some of the areas that nobody knows about, but very few people ever see, that are off the beaten path, so to speak. But as Ben says, it's sometimes dangerous to get back in there, because if you get hurt,
Yeah, you're screwed.
you're screwed, because there's nobody going to be able to find you to get you out of there.
Mona Lisa. Little sister says, I was totally expecting a book on how to weaponize and defend acorns from you guys. Have y'all seen the new
Yes.
the new IDPA course?
Yeah.
Course of Fire. Apparently this is they put it on YouTube.
Yeah.
The guy's standing by his car. He throws an acorn, and when it hits the car, he has to turn around and do two ninja rolls. From a sitting position, dump 2 mags, and then crawl off the stage.
Yeah, right. Yeah, the acorn memes are legion. Yes.
Well, they should be.
Yeah.
They should be. That I don't know. Apparently, this guy was. I'm hearing, and I don't know how true this is. For those of you who don't know, Florida. A veteran, allegedly former special forces, although I don't know about this.
Yeah.
An acorn hit the roof of the car. He thought he was being shot at by a silenced pistol. And so he returned fire. He mag dumped the back seat where a handcuffed subject was, missed the guy.
And his TO, who was a female,
His sergeant.
mag dumped the back seat and missed the guy.
So, anywho,
30 some odd rounds, 40 rounds probably.
anybody that thinks
Missed.
an acorn hitting the roof of a squad car sounds like a suppressed pistol
No.
has never, ever fired a suppressed pistol. They don't. They do not. Take it from me. Sound like an acorn hitting the roof of a car. Not even the 22s.
Yes, Joel, that's exactly right. People do teach their babies sign language because they do have enough gross motor skills.
Well, and actually, I read somewhere that a lot of those, there's a lot of signs that babies do that are reflexive,
Yeah.
instinctive, that they're not taught. For uppies,
Yeah.
for uppies, apparently babies aren't taught that, they do it instinctively.
Yeah. In the same one with the in front of the mouth.
Pleasure wasn't blessed. He was fucking lucky.
Yeah. Sean, I think you will be surprised at how quickly the baby picks it up.
Yeah, because a lot of them are just, from what I've read, I could be wrong. I don't have sprogs. A lot of them, from what I've read, are just building what babies already naturally do. So it comes that much easier.
And RK says, speaking of chainmail bikinis, Sherwood Forest Ren Fair opens 2 March, runs through 21 April. McDade, Texas.
I haven't gone to a Ren Fair. I miss Scarborough Fair. I used to go to Scarborough Fair every year. I miss that out of Waxahachie.
Yeah, Jason, that's a good point. Shocked that the perp was saved by the officer's incompetence.
By the
officer's incompetence, yeah.
I do understand. He was sitting on his ass. And what he was doing was mag dumping in the window. At that angle, it was going through the window, and the prisoner got smart and apparently hit the deck.
Yeah.
When you mag dump at the window from that angle, it goes through the window and up through the roof of the car. Moron.
Yeah. Parents deaf, and the conversation was going around the room. Half of the church were across the room. Yeah. That's the other interesting part is they can talk without being in physical proximity to themselves,
Well,
each other.
they can also talk without screaming in somebody's ear.
Yeah. Yeah. Do not. Oh, Kermit.
People use a form of hand sign all the time, especially in Africa and the Middle East.
Yeah.
Have you watched Italians? What's the old joke? If you tie an Italian's hands, he can't talk.
Yeah.
And people, if you're you know what this is. If you're in an Italian and somebody's saying something, people use hand signs to reinforce what they're saying, like I'm doing right now, all the time. It's a simple step from using hand signs to reinforce what's being said. Simple step to replacing what's being the verbal with hand signs.
Mm-hmm.
And like I say,
Well, and that's part of your upbringing in Africa is the reason you use it so much.
Yeah.
Steph, that's pretty bad. 2 deaf girls detasseling, and you had to separate them because they couldn't talk and work at the same time. Yeah.
Yeah, you take an Arab, you take a Berber or a Bedouin, and make him sit on his hands, and he's not going to be able to say anything. It's
always interesting.
Yeah.
And the hand signs do not translate country to country.
Not well.
Yeah.
Not well. No, I'm ADD. That's with a Berber upbringing. I don't know what to tell you. Squirrel, glow stick, fuck.
Sean says, I try not to use the hand signs learned as I rode in the car growing up. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, yes.
But I've watched Chris do this. I've told people that 80% of what you say is body language, and 15% is facial expression, and 5% is what's actually coming out of your mouth. I've watched my brother absolutely confuse the shit out of people in Texas when he was younger. He's gotten a lot better at the Arabic hand signs, not using them. Not when I stress out, I use a lot of the Arab hand signs, but normally I'm pretty good at not because it helps him blend in. I've watched him absolutely confuse the shit out of people talking to them, and you watch this small 16-year-old talking to somebody, and he was animated, so he's using and you can see them unconsciously getting their fur up because this is a foreigner.
Yeah.
It's really wicked.
Yeah. That's also a good point. Not everybody in the same area or the same country use the same signs.
No.
Northern Italy, Southern Italy being a good example.
You want a good example? This.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh hell, this modern. If you're in Arab countries, it took me a long time to be able to do this. It really did, because you don't do that And then here recently, this was okay in the States.
Yeah.
And then 4chan decided to do an experiment, and the idiot mainstream media fell for it. God, morons.
Yeah, because military aviation uses this all the time.
Hmm?
There are a set of hand signs that are used aircraft to aircraft when you don't have radios or when you're MCON. So yeah, there's those. Those are sometimes interesting.
Yeah, this thumbs up is a lot of the West. That's perfectly good. A lot of the Far East, you don't do that.
Yeah, no,
don't do that.
In Italy, you don't do the little finger because that substitutes for the middle finger.
Well, and just hand signs for numbers.
Yeah,
hand signs for numbers. Americans 1, 2, 3. Other people 1, 2, 3, 3.
Yeah.
Or 1, 2, 3.
Or when they start doing this.
Yeah.
That's what we use in aviation. You cock the hand 90 degrees, and that becomes 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10.
And 0.
Yeah, Wally, we saw that.
And just as simple as come here. Stateside, come here is this.
Yeah.
That's come here. You don't. That's,
No, not that. You don't do that overseas.
in the Middle East, it's.
Yeah.
This means something else. In the Middle East, it's.
And in, for example, Thailand, you never pat a child on the head.
I wouldn't either. They're covered in germs and they bite.
But that cuts off their presence to the gods.
Oh. Also, they're covered in germs and they bite.
Yeah. Well, it's you can get amazing amount out of kids for candy,
Oh,
regardless of where you are in the world.
here's a chocolate bar and a burner phone, kid.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, what?
Peppermints. I can't tell you how many big bags of peppermints I sent downrange to people.
Richard Brown, count. Okay. In the Middle East, especially in North Africa, around the Mediterranean basin, you count to 144 on your fingers.
Yeah.
And you do this right hand. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Go back to middle. 5, 6, 7, 8. At the base, 9, 10, 11, 12. Get to 12, your left hand, 1. Then you go back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 2. I can't do this right. 2. Then 3 12s, 4 12s, 5 12s, 6 12s, 7 12s, 8 12s, 9 12s, 10, 11, and 144.
Yeah.
Just using your fingers.
No comment, David. That'll probably get North Texas Troublemakers closed down.
But that's the gross. Everybody asks why greengrocers, grocery stores, off of gross get stuff 144 because that's the biggest you can count. I hate this fucking camera. That's the biggest you can count on 2 hands.
Well, if I could afford it, we would each have our own camera.
Oh,
but I can't afford that shit.
No, I'm not getting that.
No,
I'm not getting that.
no, we're not getting that far into this shit.
No.
Anyway, we've wasted another hour of your time, folks.
Holy crap, we have. Sign language, girls on squirrels, and counting to 144 in your fingers.
Yeah.
So much for the rails, folks.
Yeah. Cedar, Rita, and Ian on Thursday will be on North Texas Troublemakers.
Yep.
You will not see anything from me because I'll be traveling.
He'll be oohing, awing. Well, maybe. No,
That's Friday.
that's Friday. Okay.
All right. Folks, take care of yourselves. Be safe out there.
What stinking rails?
Yeah.
Hell no, stinking rails.
We still need a cartoon of that. I swear to God. Remember, don't sweat the petty stuff. Don't pet the sweaty stuff. We'll see you later.
Y'all be safe.
Bye-bye. That one went even further off the rails than
Than normal? Yeah.